This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by. So tonight I've got a cool monster to show you guys. This is from Super 7. This is part of their Ultimates line. This is from their ThunderCats line of action figures. I only really collect the characters that I like. I was like that when I was a little kid too. I never collected the entire ThunderCats line. Just like, you know, Panthro, Mumra, Slithe, Monkian. Pretty much all the cool monsters. The bad guys are always cooler looking. So I never collected the entire line. I only collected the characters I liked. And I still do that to this day. I really got to do that to this day because they're way more expensive nowadays. And trying to collect the entire line would be not cost effective. So Mongor. I had always wanted a Mongor. Now, this is a funny little story, guys. ThunderCats in the 80s. You guys have to remember, this was during the height of the crazy satanic panic. Satan was everywhere, right? Now, I got away with quite a lot. I mean, a lot of the stuff my mom knew about, and there was a lot of stuff my mom didn't know about. I've told you guys before in the past that I played Dungeons and Dragons starting in junior high during the 80s. My mom knows that I love monsters and horror movies. I have my entire life. But when we were in Toys R Us and I asked her for this figure, this was where my mom drew a line in the sand. And she was like, hell no. There is no fucking way I'm buying you this goat-headed basically depiction of the devil. He looks like he belongs on an 80s hair metal album cover, right? Like the new album Mongor by Slayer. Like, I don't know. It's funny to me. Yeah, True Evil doesn't look like that. True Evil is fucking beautiful looking. Slides up right alongside you and you never see it coming. It definitely doesn't look like this. But yeah, Mongor. My mom had a hard no with that one. So I never owned a Mongor when I was a little kid. And I always wanted one. So at toy shows, you know, I would often see Mongor. And the ones that I always came across, they were either beat up, you know, the paint was all scuffed up and screwed up, or they were missing parts. Or the ones that were pristine and really nice looking, they wanted a fucking fortune for them. So I never did get a Mongor, and I always had my eyes open for one. I was hoping that Super 7 would make one, and my little satanic prayers were answered. They made one, and I freaked out. This is his box. It's pretty boring. It's just your basic Super 7 box. Let's look at this beautiful monster. So, if you guys are horror fans, the way I'm a horror fan, don't you guys see Curse of the Demon right there in his face? Like, the silhouette, like, it looks like the monster. It looks like the demon from Curse of the Demon. Or Night of the Demon, as it's known in England. It can't just be me. You guys see that too, right? This is a hell of a toy, pun intended. And yes, I did touch him up. Actually, some of the paint is right here. Just a little Coke can that I sliced open, and that's Tamiya purple. It's like a dark, pretty purple, and I added a lot of water to it to turn it into a wash. And you guys are always hearing about me applying, you know, a black wash to things. Well, this was a purple wash, and it got I used it to get into all those little crevices and cracks in his face, in his forehead, to bring out the detail, his cheekbones, around his eyes. Let me show you his... I haven't touched up the other head, so you guys will be able to see what it looks like. This is before, basically, so this is the other head he comes with. This is his closed mouth version. Sort of a pretty lavender colored skin, but not a lot of detail going on. And this one that I touched up, you know, you can see the difference. Just a little bit of paint adds. So the dark purple wash is in all the little lines around his pissed off eyebrows and the wrinkles on his nose and his cheekbones and all that. And it just adds, you know, don't you guys think? It adds a little something more. This one, there's just the slightest touch of gray on his beard. So I went with this one and I dry brushed the shit out of his beard and his hair with gray. I wanted him to look like an old horny demon instead of a young spry demon. I wanted him to be like this ages old evil entity. The inside of his mouth was pink. I went over it with a combination of clear red mixed with burgundy, so it's sort of like a dark red. Gloss added on top of that. Gloss added on top of the lemon colored eyes. Give it that shine. I did do a black wash hang on. Sorry. I'll get good at this one day, guys. I did add a black wash to most of his musculature in between his abs. Let's get rid of this scythe. Isn't that cool? Fucking flaming scythe. It looks like something he would fight Ghost Rider with. I basically wanted this figure to take some cool photos with my Mezco 112 Frank Frazetta Conan figure. I just think I'll be able to pull off some cool photos with like this uber demonic goat-like monster fighting Frazetta's Conan. I just think that'll be a cool team up. But let's get this scythe out of his hand. Let's change up his hands. Yeah, I just giggle when I look at this guy. In the back of my mind, I keep hearing that that fucking Twisted Sister song. You're gonna burn in hell. Yeah, I can laugh about the satanic panic now, but living through it, realizing that all the adults around you were just insane. That was crazy. I dry brushed. Okay, so I added a black wash in between his abs, and then I dry brushed over it with gray on his abs, his chest, his biceps, and his shoulders. Same gray that I used in his beard. This is the first Super 7 figure that I have purchased that has a little bit of loose joints. And nothing bad. I mean, he stands up just fine, but I just pulled this figure out of the box maybe 2.5 hours ago, and no figure should be doing that 2.5 hours in. He's really cool though, and it's not like he falls over. He stands up just fine, and he's got those great big feet that help him stand. I wonder why they didn't give him hooves. maybe the TV censors at the time were like, look, you guys can only push this devil shit so far. He can't have fucking hooves. Yeah, hooves. My mom would have shit a brick if he would have had hooves. I mean, she already didn't want me to have this toy, but hooves, yeah, that wouldn't have gone well. He comes with a left hand pointing finger for the music video. You're gonna burn in hell. He's got that finger, or that hand. And he has a left sort of open gesturing hand. I think we're gonna put this one in. He's got a right open gesturing hand. We're gonna put that one in too. And then he's got a right defiant Billy Idol fist. He's got these neat little lightning electricity things. I believe these go on his little horns, I think. I mean, if they didn't, they do now. That looks pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So when you guys see toy reviewers, you know, guys that do action figures online, and you ever see them when they're handling their toys and they're like, now be careful with this toy, guys. It's got, you know, sharp points on it and you could hurt yourself. And you ever think to yourself, man, you guys are just being a bunch of pussies. How's a toy gonna hurt me? I'm never gonna get hurt by this. Guess what this goat-headed bastard did? These ears are no joke. And can you see it right there? Yeah, I cut my fucking finger open. I was like trying to swap the heads, put this head on, and I was pulling him like this, and the devil drew blood. Our pact is now complete. Yeah, that hand's way cooler. So the other hands were so he could hold his formidable sickle, his scythe of death. It's probably got a cool name like that. But I wanted to put these hands on, these more monstrous looking hands. Yeah, buddy. Sort of. You can have him in like some cool monster poses with those types of hands. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so just like when I was a little kid, I only collect the characters I like. I've got Panthro, Mumra, Monkeyan, Slithe, one of the generic reptile warriors, you know, one of Slithe's henchmen, a generic monkey warrior, this guy. Is that it? I don't know, that might be it. But yeah, I pretty much just collect the monsters. Pretty much just the bad guys, and then Panthro, because he's the coolest looking of the good guys. Did any of you guys light some candles, draw a pentagram, spill some blood, and make a pact with this figure? Were any of you mortals foolish enough to make this beast rise? I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Big Bad Toy Store. Super 7 themselves are sold out. It's just a super cool looking monster. You know, it is what it is, and you can attach whatever you want to attach to it. If that's your thing, that's not my thing. To me, he's just a super cool looking monster that is going to go head to head with Conan. Probably take some cool photos of him fighting Conan and a gorgeous maiden in the background. Or maybe Conan and Red Sonja teaming up to cut this monster's head off. Something cool. But yeah, I thought you guys would get a giggle out of the fact that this was the one figure my mom said, hell no. Nope. Not that one. you can get the other ones, but not that one. Do any of you guys have a story like that where there was that one toy that your mom or dad was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, not that one. You can't get that one. This portrait is pretty cool too, but it's definitely not as cool as that one. I mean, come on. Look at that. That's a monster face. That's awesome. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a good week. I just wanted to touch base and show off my new goat-headed monster demon and say hi. I believe this weekend I'm going to start building my Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Revenge of the Creature model from X Plus. And I will film an update about that. Hopefully I can get to painting him this weekend. Let me know if any of you guys picked up Mongor, or if you have a funny story about the one figure that your mom was like, hell no about. I had a buddy, real quick guys, I had a buddy in junior high, this was my little Dungeons and Dragon buddy. His mom would not let him own anything Freddy Krueger. And just something about Freddy bugged her. She thought Freddy was just, I don't know if it was Freddy so much or Robert Englund, but she just thought he was evil incarnate. And his mom's reaction to Freddy was the way my mom's reaction was to Mongor. It was just like a, oh, hell no sort of reaction. I guess because his mom had watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's a little more subtle in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's kind of alluded to, is that maybe Freddy Krueger was trying to fuck those kids, you know? I mean, he was definitely a child murderer, but there's like this weird subtext that he's maybe like a pedophile, you know? Like an evil child abusing killer. And his mom really flipped the fuck out with that. And she read, you know, that's what she got out of the movie. And she was like, no son of mine is gonna like, you know, that stuff. And of course, my buddy, probably because of that reason, he loved him some Freddy Krueger. The way that I love Godzilla, Giger's Alien, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon, that kid was all about Freddy was his number one, and then Jason, and then Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those were his three favorite monsters. And I'm telling you, if his mom hadn't put up such a fuss over Freddy, he wouldn't have liked it as much as he did. Let's just say this. He's got a fucking giant Freddy tattoo on his calf right now. So Anyway, that's just kind of funny. All right, my friends, I've been talking for too goddamn long. Go watch some ThunderCats, listen to some Twisted Sister, and grab you a Mongor. Happy Halloween.